A very good evening to all. Myself, Grilly Milton. I hope all are safe and healthy. So, today in this training section, I would like to put forward on a student perspective what are the things which attract a student to take UK as a study destination, what are the benefits of studying in UK, the process, what are the procedures altogether, and we'll have a look at few universities taking into consideration which is lowest in fees, availability of scholarships, and deposit. Considering all these facts together, we'll have a look at about 10 universities and what are the programs which are provided by these universities. I hope it's audible, team. If you could message in the chat box, it will be helpful so that I can also know that it's audible for you. Okay, thank you. Okay, so first we need to know what the country is about. As we all know, UK is like a unique country and it is a combination of England, Wales, Ireland, as well as Scotland. And we are having the partner universities with almost all the regions. In England or the region around England, we are having the universities like Anglia Ruskin University, Bournemouth University, Leicester universities, and there are many universities as you see in this map. Majority of university is available in this particular region. When we move to Wales, we have the Cardiff Wales University, Swansea University, and if we are moving to the Ireland area, we are having the Belfast University, and up to the top to the Scotland, we are having the Aberdeen University. So we are having partner university with almost all the regions throughout the country. And as you see, the cost of living, the living cost in inner London, it's £11,385, as well as the cost of living in outer London is £9,135. So one thing we need to keep in mind is once we are doing the process in UK, the two important figures which we need to keep in mind are these two, because these are not just the living expense, because as we know the fund maintenance is an important part. It's a mandatory process for the visa. So how this fund maintenance is calculated is depend on these living expense. If the university is in inner London, then the first year fees need to be added to £11,385. That is the fund maintenance what the student need to maintain to get the visa. Second thing, if the university is in outer London, then 1 year fees added to £9,135. That is what the student need to maintain in his account for 28 days. What about other procedures we'll be going ahead later. So I hope it's clear. This is the fund maintenance, how it's calculated, and this is what the living expense of the country is. And if you have any doubts in between, feel free to put forward in the chat box. At the end of the section, I'll be clearing everything. Okay. Then let's have a look at it's as we had discussed earlier. It is a combination of England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. And capital city is London. And the currency which is used in the country is pound sterling. And the weather, about the weather, it's like a warm summers and cool winters, and it is very comfortable climate. Next thing, as we have discussed, is the same. That is, what is the living expense in the inner London as well as the outer London. Again, we are about to know what are the key facts. My first and foremost thing is the language. As we know, English is the official language of the country. Apart from that, there are other languages which is used by minority. That is, in Wales, we are having the Welsh language, as well as Scotland, we are having the Gaelic Scottish is used. But these both languages are used by minority, and throughout the country, the official language is English. So it is an add-on advantage for the students to choose this country. Thing is that they need not have to learn any local language, because either for the studies or job purpose, English is accepted throughout the country. Next thing is we need to know what is the pound ratio when we convert it into Indian rupees. As per today, the conversion rate is 94. 1 pound is 94 rupees. The importance of this pound rate is it is relevant to know what is the currency rate because it changed according to the exchange rate. But at the same time, as we know, the student is entitled to work 20 hours per week and will be paid based on this pound rate. So when we convert it into rupees, because as we know, when we take UK as a destination, one of the major problem what a student faces is like a high fees. What are the UK universities are providing. But if we are able to put a calculation here and explain to the student, we can solve a major problem where majority students consider that studying in UK is a matter of big business. Thing is that if a student is entitled to work 20 hours per week and the minimum wage is what the country gives is 8.21, that is what the government has finalized so far, and it will be reviewed annually. It is 8 pound 21 pence. So if it is like 8 pound 21 pence, if a student is working for 20 hours, approximately the monthly income what a student will be getting is about like 700 to 800 pound. And when we convert this into Indian rupees, it will be somewhat about to 70,000 to 80,000 rupees. It's this thing which happens per month. And as we know, if a student is going for a master's program, can be accompanied by a dependent or spouse, and they are eligible to work full time. So indirectly, we can say that what the expenses we are giving to the country, we can indirectly get from the country itself. So I hope it's clear. Okay, then we have a look at what are the reasons to take UK as a study destination. First thing is the academic excellence. As we all know, the UK degree or qualification, it is recognized worldwide. Either it is for the higher educations or employment purpose. It is normally almost all the countries accept the UK qualifications. And if we take like 6 universities in topmost universities in the world, the 4 positions without doubt we can say will be occupied by the UK universities, and which includes our famous Oxford University and Cambridge University. And the method of teaching we can say it goes on practical way, and rather than textbook learning or memorizing, the thing is that UK give importance to the practical way of learning. Another thing is the quality education. QAA, that is a quality assurance agency. It is an independent agency which always monitors all the universities throughout the country whether they are maintaining the standard. So we can clearly say that almost all the universities, apart from their rankings, we can say that maintain a standard because they are under the continuous watch of QAA. And as the statistics shows that there is a continuous race of increase in students which are going to UK from 2018-19. One of the major reasons behind that, we can say that it is because of the Brexit, and we all are aware of it. Brexit means Britain is exiting from the European Union. As Britain exits from the European Union, as we know that it will be indirectly affecting the country because there are many trade relationships with the European Union. And alternately, we can say that education is almost a backbone of the country. So the government itself is making the procedures more liberal in order to attract more international students to the country. And next, another thing is that work while you learn. As we know that 20-hour students who are studying in UK are eligible to work 20 hours per week. So this has two benefits. One thing is that a student can earn an experience. A second time can meet the expenses as well. So almost all the courses in UK are designed in a way that it is two-way beneficial for the student. So next, another important advantages is the shorter duration of courses. As we know that the normally for the undergraduate program, almost all the university, the course duration is like 3 years. And when we move to the graduate program, the normally majority of the universities, there are courses which is only duration is about 1 year. Another benefit is that compared to other countries, for the post-graduation program, if the course ends in 1 year, another extra 1 year living expenses can be saved. So there are courses in UK, majority of MBA program, we can see that the duration will be like 12 months, 15 months, and so on. Next is health benefits for students. An international student who is coming to the country will be getting a free health facility under NHS. NHS means National Health Service Provider, which is the health service provider throughout the country. And as a students, one enter the country will be eligible for the free health facility, and that this is eligible not only for the students, because as we know that master's programs students can take their dependents along with them. So dependents also will be eligible for the free health facility, and if they're having a children, they can take the children as well, and they will also be getting the free health facility as well as schooling, totally free for all. How many students they're having, it will be free for all the children. So these are the benefits related to the health and studies which students are getting. Another thing is the student discount facilities. As we know that the main mode of transport in the country is rail, tram, tubes. So once a student is registered with the university, the student will be getting a uni ID, and with the uni ID will be eligible to get all the discounts in the rails, buses, National Express, tubes, and so on. Next comes a question. As we have discussed, we have discussed this much is the advantages, or this is the amount what the student is getting while they are studying in UK. Then comes a question: it is that easy to get a job in the country? For sure, we can say that the country itself provide many options, which is easy for students to acquire the job. First and foremost thing, the universities always extend their help to the students. What all vacancies are available locally will be advertised in the university notice board, and there will be a dean in the university who will be dealing with the placements. So always the student will be getting the university help from the university. At the same time, there are certain facilities which are provided by the country itself. And one and most successful thing is the Job Center Plus. We are able to see a job center plus in every city centers, and there are about like 3 to 4 centers in a city center. And what are the use of job center plus is, if a student is looking for a job, all the local jobs will be advertised by the employers in the job center plus. So what a student need to do is, as a student is eligible to work 20 hours, he can just walk into the job center plus, can browse the job details, which is like 20 hours, take a printout, all the contact details of the employers will be mentioned in it. He can take a printout, make a call, arrange for the interview. That's it. It is that easy to get a job in the country. Apart from that, there are many employment agencies. Apart if the student is only eligible to work 20 hours, it doesn't matter, because the student always gets an extended help from this agency in search of job. Next thing is the explore Europe while learning. Because as we know, UK is well connected to the countries like France, Netherlands, and Belgium, being the closest of destination. So if a student is interested to explore other countries as well, it is very beneficial for the student to choose UK as a study destination. After that, next is the work permit after study. As we know, if a student is taking UK as a study, and after that will be eligible for 2 years stay back period. During the stay back period, the student will be entitled to work like full hours. Only 20 hours is restricted during the student period. Apart from that, student can work full time during the post-study period. But once the post-study period is over, then what is next? Because majority students want to stay in the country. So what is the process to stay in the country? Next thing is student need to get a work permit, or he need to change his visa from a normal student visa to a type 2 general visa. How it can be attained? The normal type 2 general visa can be attained means you need to get an employer who is ready to give a sponsorship. Along with the sponsorship letter, the employer need to provide an annual salary. It's about £20,800. If both these categories are met, then a student can change a student visa or a post-study visa to a tier 2 general visa. And one an important foremost thing is in UK, if you are looking for a PR, the student period as well as post-study period will not be counted. From the time you change your visa to a tier 2 general visa, from the day 1 onwards to the next 5 years will be considered for the PR process. Okay, next we'll have a look at scholarships. There are many scholarships apart from, I have put forward few scholarships, but apart from this there are many scholarships because actually there is no general category of scholarship. It again depends on the universities what kind of scholarships they are providing. In general, the few scholarships are like excellence scholarship, merit scholarship, alumni scholarship, and payment early bird scholarships. And while doing the applications, we'll be having a doubt what is the scholarship amount the student will be getting. But in UK process, it's very clear. We can say that the university will be providing like up to 3,000 or up to 2,000. That we'll have a look later. But in general, very clear what the student is going to get will be mentioned in the conditional offer letter. So once we submit the application, then the student receive the conditional offer letter. In the conditional offer letter, it will be clearly mentioned what is the scholarship amount what the student eligible at. Apart from that, the general scholarships which available from the universities are, it starts from £1,000 to £4,000. First thing is excellence scholarship, merit scholarship, alumni, as well as payment early bird. Excellent scholarship means if a student is excellent in any extracurricular activities, if he is able to put forward to the university in 500 words, and if he is selected, then be able to get a scholarships up to about £4,000, and he can reduce its amount from the fees. Another thing is like a merit scholarship. It's based on the previous education. What is the percentage of marks the student got in their previous education? You will be getting the scholarship as well. Next thing is alumni scholarship. Alumni scholarship means if a student is doing an undergraduate program in a particular university and if he is willing to continue in the same university for the masters, then will be eligible for the alumni scholarship. And next thing is payment early bird scholarships, because as we know, the university, all the university has their deadline. And if the student is making their payments before the deadline, then the student will be eligible for the early bird scholarships. So apart from this, there are many scholarships for the university that we need to look individually. What are the scholarships which are available? And I'll repeat once again, what the student gets again comes in the offer conditional offer letter what the student receives, because once in the conditional offer letter only we'll be able to know what is exactly. In general we can say that what the scholarship university offers, but when we come to particular we can say that it will be mentioned in the conditional offer letter. Okay, now just have a look at what are the entry requirements. So in general, we can say that for the master's program as well as bachelor's program, the cutoff marks will be like 60%. It's a minimum requirement, as well as there is an English language test is a requirement. As we know, when we look the visa application, UKVA is a visa application website where we submit for visa. When we check there, we can see that English language is a mandatory requirement. But again, is IELTS only required for UK? That portion will be having look what are the English languages which are accepted by the country. Because again, it goes to the university. Because visa process, one thing is clear, an English language test is required. But what test is required again goes to the university. Is it IELTS? Because if the student is ready to take IELTS, it's safe because almost all the universities throughout the country accept IELTS. But apart from that, there are many English language tests which are accepted by the universities. We'll have a look. And after that, the minimum gap accepted for doing the bachelor's program is 3 years. And for doing the master's program, it's like 5 years. But if there is a 5 years gap, then student need to provide a justification or the relevant, if he is working, need to provide a relevant work experience. And we need to have the medium of instruction, strong statement of purpose, letter of reference, and so on, normal process. These are the documents which are required. First is a passport copy, valid passport, all academic documents, then application form, Medium of instruction, IELTS, or I put one more thing, what are the English language which is acceptable by the university? Strong statement of purpose, letter of recommendation, and experience certificate. If a student is having a gap or having a relevant experience, need to get the experience certificate. These are the documents which are required. I have seen few questions coming up. Surely at the end of the session, we'll clearing all that. So now we'll have a look at what is the process flow. First, we'll be having an eligibility check. After that, UCC or Skype recording. UCC means it's a university call center. It's just to check whether what is the language quality of the particular student, or Skype recording. It depends on the university, what the university is insisting. Next, the application is done. Once the application is done, the second process is like we receive a conditional offer letter from the university. In this conditional offer letter, it will be clearly mentioning that what is the deposit the student need to pay to the university. Another thing is what is the scholarship the student is getting, what is the final fees. Even though we are able to get all the details in the website itself, but what is the particularly the student is qualified is will be getting it in the conditional offer letter. After getting the conditional offer letter, the student needs to pay the deposit. Deposit again depends on the university, because there are certain university which ask for the 50% of first year fees. There are certain university which ask for £3,000, £5,000 up to 7,500. So these are the deposits. So student need to make the deposit payment. What does deposit means? This is actually the first year fees. From the first year fees, the partial payment need to be made initially. This is not the extra amount. This is actually the first year fees. From the first year fees, what is the partial amount the student need to be made? That is a deposit. Then we need to line up the student for the CAS. CAS means it is a sponsorship letter what a student get from the university. Because without the CAS letter, we cannot file a student for the visa process. It is mandatory. Otherwise, it will be getting rejected. Then a precast interview from the university. Again, it depends on the university whether there is a precast interview, because there are university with the precast interview and there are university without the precast interview. Next is after that we'll receive the CAS final letter from the university. Once we have received the CAS letter, then we can line up for the visa. So this is the process flow which is happening. Then we'll be having the visa checklist. Firstly, what are the documents we are required? First thing is CAS letter, as we have discussed earlier. Secondly, we'll be having the visa application form. Thirdly, passport size photo, IELTS score or English language score. Attached certificate. This is required for specific courses like explosive type. If a student is looking for a course which is related to explosive items, they need to get the attached certificate, and this certificate the student gets from the university itself. This is not for all the courses, but there are particular courses which requires that. And a tuberculosis test is required. Where almost all the cities, there will be a recognized hospitals, list of hospitals. From the list of hospitals, they can take the TB test. Next is health surcharge reference number. While we do the visa process, it is a mandatory process. We can say it's a health surcharge. We need to make a card payment either through debit card or credit card. It comes up to nearly 30,000 to 40,000 Indian rupees. In any case, if visa get rejected, then what happens is this amount will be returned back to the same card itself. This is a health insurance or health surcharge which is taken. Next is a bank statement. There should be a valid bank statement, because as we know, there is a fund maintenance need to be maintained for 28 days. So the maintenance can be either in student account or it can be parents account. Either it can be father's account or mother's account. If it is in parents account, then one thing need to be produced, a birth certificate of the child. At the same time, there should be a sponsorship affidavit is required. And 28 days, the amount should be there in the account without any fee. So this is what about the fund maintenance. Next is apostillation of documents. As we know, the majority of countries need the apostillation of documents, as well as PCC, police clearance is required. But for UK, these two are not required. And the visa application fee is £348. And thing is that there is dependent. because for the masters, as we know, the students can take the dependents as well. And for each applicant, 348 pound is required. But one thing we need to keep in mind, if a student is taking their dependent along with them, firstly, we need to make the application or visa process for the main applicant, who is the student. And once the student get the visa, then we can apply for the dependents. And if they want to travel together, it's fine, not a problem, because all the dependents and main applicant can get to the country. It's not a problem. And the visa processing time, it's like 3 weeks, and we can clearly see that it's 15 working days to get the visa. Okay, as I discussed earlier, apart from IELTS, there are many other English language tests which are acceptable by the universities. So I'll repeat once again, if a student is ready to take IELTS, that's fine and better, because IELTS is accepted almost all the universities throughout the country. But as we know, there are certain students who find it difficult to take IELTS. In such situations, there are few other language tests is also acceptable. But again, it goes to the university. Which all English language test is acceptable by the university? First thing is IELTS indicator. Next is TOEFL. Third is Duolingo, and a language CERT online test. IELTS indicator test means it is actually done by the IELTS centers itself, but as we know, in this pandemic situation, it is very difficult to take a pen and paper test because almost all the IELTS centers are closed. So IELTS indicator means it is like an online test, and all the procedures are same. Only thing is that the student can take an online test, and if the university will be accepting it, if it is like the minimum requirement is 6 overall, it should be 6, and other components should be not less than 5.5: listening, reading, writing, speaking. And the student is looking for a master's program, then it will be like 6.5. It's the overall requirements, and other component, it should not be less than 5.5. TOEFL is acceptable by certain universities. If it is acceptable, then the overall score should be 80, and for the masters, the overall score should be 90. The Duolingo test is also acceptable by certain universities. And another important fact of Duolingo test, it costs only $49. It means only 3,000 to 4,000 Indian rupees. So compared to taking IELTS, the fees is very less if a student is ready to take Duolingo. But we need to cross check with the university whether the university accepts Duolingo test. And the minimum requirement is 110, and for the masters, it's 120. And another English program is language CERT online test, and it is undergraduate program, it's like 110, and if it is for the post graduation program, it's 120. So these are the English language tests which can be taken apart from IELTS. And another one more options is there for certain universities, because if a student is having 65% and above in English in 12th grade, then there are certain university who accepts without the IELTS or any of this English language test. So this is all about the English language which is acceptable in and out UK. This, we have a look at a comparison of universities. As we have discussed, we'll be discussing today about 10 universities, taking into consideration of certain facts, because which is the lowest in the country in fees, availability of scholarships, deposit amount, and what are the language requirements for this particular universities. So first we have a look at Bedfordshire University. It is located in Bedfordshire, and the fees, the deposit amount, it's like 5,500. As we have discussed earlier, it is a deposit amount need to be made. And IELTS, it's accepted like 6, and for the masters, it's 6.5. Scholarships is £1,000. This is a general scholarship. Individually, student wise, I'll repeat once again, we'll be able to know only when the conditional student receives the conditional offer letter. Duration of courses is like, if it is undergraduate program, there are programs from 12 months to 3 years. And if it is like master's program, then course durations are like 12 months, 18 months, 24 months, and so on. And there are placement year attached to certain universities. As we know, placement year means if we look at the website of certain universities, we'll be able to know that the course duration. It will be like there are certain courses 3 years, other courses will be like 3 year plus placement year. It's like an option if a student want to choose. If it is like 3 year plus optional year or a placement year, the fees difference is like if it is like a 10,000 pound for 1 year, if a student want to add the placement year to it, it will be like an additional of 1,200 or 1,300. It depends on the university. Never a student need to pay double the fees. Only thing is that if he is opting for the placement year, because the placement year is not available for all the universities, it is available for only few universities. And if the placement year is available, then the student need to pay additional. Apart from fees, student need to pay 1,200 or 1,300. It depends on the university. This is about the Hertfordshire University. Now we look at the Bedfordshire University. It is in Luton, and the fees of deposit need to be made in Bedfordshire University. It's a 75 percentage of first year's fees, and English requirement is same, and the scholarship is available up to 2,000. The course duration is almost the same, and the placement year is also available for Bedfordshire University. And if you see almost all the program, the fees wise, one of the university which is having the cheapest fees we can see. Next is London South Bank University. In London South Bank University also for the CAS it's required about like 4,000 pound deposit is required, and the IELTS is the same. Scholarships what the university gives is up to 4,000. Duration of course is same, and placement year is also available. When we have a look at St. Mary's University, it is located in London, and the deposit amount is £3,000. IELTS requirement almost the same, and the scholarships about 3,000 up to 3,000 pound scholarships is available. And another important category is the placement year is not available in St. Mary's University. Next is Glasgow Caledonian University have two campuses, one in London as well as Glasgow. And they're having the CAS deposit like 3,500 for the undergraduate and 5,500 for postgraduate program. IELTS requirement same, and scholarships up to 3,000 pounds. And the placement year in London campus it's not available, and the placement year is available in Glasgow campus. These are the courses and deposit scholarships for few universities. And let's have a look at few more universities. Next, we have a look at De Montfort University, Northumbria University, University of Creative Arts, Manchester University, Arts University, Bournemouth. These are the other few universities which have got for. Because as we selected the university, these are from almost all the areas. We can say that this is inner London because majority of university which we have taken today is from outer London. But there are few universities which are in inner London as well. Because as we see, Bournemouth University is in the outer London. But as we look at London South Bank University is in the city centre, London itself. So there is no differences like today what the universities we are taken. It's like today's universities what we have taken is taking into consideration on the factors that which is less in fees, availability of scholarships and deposit. Main important category is the fees, taking into criteria. And all the universities are from different locations. There are universities which is inner London, and there are universities which is from the outer London. And when we have a look at De Montfort University, it is located in Leicester. Leicester is outer London, and fees it's like £7,000, and the IELTS requirement is almost the same, six, and for post graduation program is 6.5, and scholarships is up to £2,000, and duration of course is almost the same, and placement year is available for De Montfort University. Next is Northumbria University. It's available in London as well as Newcastle, and the fees for the CAS is £5,500, and the IELTS is requirement is 6, and for the masters it's 6.5, and the scholarships it's about like 4,000. 3,000 to 4,000 is the scholarship amount which is provided by the university, and placement year is not available for Northumbria University. Now we have a look at University of Creative Arts. It is located in Fareham, and the one important thing is the full fees need to be made because it's like a technical or a creative university. So all the fees need to be paid initially itself, and the IELTS requirement is same, and the scholarship is up to £2,000, and placement year is not available. Another is Manchester Metropolitan University. It is located in Manchester. 50% of fees amount need to be paid at the time of deposit, and the IELTS is like 6 and 6.5, and the scholarship about 1,500. Placement year is available for Manchester University. Then we have a look at Arts University, Bournemouth. This is not the general Bournemouth University. This is the Arts University. It's another branch for Bournemouth University. This is located in Bournemouth, and 50% of amount need to be paid as deposit. And IELTS requirement is almost the same. And we're having the scholarship of about 1,500, and duration is almost the same. And these are in total of 10 universities which he has taken in general. And now we have a look at what are the study streams provided by these universities. Okay, so there's a course compare. We can compare what are the streams of courses which is available by different universities. If we look at London South Bank universities, like engineering stream is available, arts is available, business, medicine, law, tourism. Almost all the fields are available for London South Bank University. When we come to Bedfordshire University, almost all the streams are covered: engineering, arts, business, medicine, law, as well as tourism. Hertfordshire is almost the same. All the programs are covered. Glasgow Caledonian University, all the programs are covered. When we come to St. Mary's University, engineering program is not available. Apart from that, arts, business, medicine, law, tourism, all the courses are provided in these universities. Then we'll be having a look at other few universities, what are the streams which are available. When we look at De Montfort University, engineering, almost all the streams are available, but apart tourism and hospitality program is not available for De Montfort University. When we have a look of Northumbria University, almost all the programs are covered in Northumbria University. Again, let's have a look at University of Creative Arts, because today, while we have taken few universities, taking into consideration what all universities are covering the major streams: engineering, medicine, arts, business. At the same time, we have put an effort to take certain universities which are in creative side. Creative sides in the sense, if you're looking the universities like University of Creative Arts, if a student was particular in knowing about film production, photography, or like interior designing, fashion technology related, that majority of programs will be available in University of Creative Arts. Management programs is available for almost all the universities throughout the country. Apart from that, if a student is particular in certain programs, as we say that while we do the assessment, we are able to say that there are certain courses which come up, we find it difficult to get from which university we are able to get a particular courses. When we have a look at Hertfordshire University, there are few courses which generally ask, it's like 3D computer animation. Normally, students will be having a confusion, which is the cheaper university to get a 3D computer animation. It is the Hertfordshire University. Accounting and economics, it's a Hertfordshire University. Aerospace engineering, because these are the subjects, apart from the general subjects, these are the subjects which comes to assessment, and we also find it difficult. So if we have a note of these universities, we'll be able to know which are the universities which are providing, like which are good in engineering. Is not a problem, because in UK almost all the universities are providing engineering program. Business is not a problem, because almost all the universities are providing business related programs. Medicine related also, it's available. Normally the requirements comes from other courses, and there are queries which comes up like clinical experiences, because there is Advanced Clinical Practice (MSc) is available in Hertfordshire University. This is a general query. A student will be interested to know which other university is having a clerical practice, and sorry, it's a clinical practice. And next is aerospace engineering and clinical practice in pharmacy. So if a student is looking something like aerospace engineering or clinical practice, then we can suggest them for the Hertfordshire University, because Hertfordshire University is almost covering all these courses. And if we are, there are some courses which comes like artificial intelligence and aviation and airport management, biomedical science, then data science. These are very often queries which comes, and it's a solution that we can look for the Bedfordshire University, because if a majority, as we know, 90% students will be looking for the universities with less fees or availability of scholarship. So today the university which we are put forwarding is basically covers all these categories. We can have a look at or compare with other universities. So if a student is looking for a medicinal program, we can suggest them for the Bedfordshire, because majority of the medicinal programs are covered in the Bedfordshire University. Data, if looking for the cyber security and film production, health and social care, advanced clinical practice, almost all a range of rare subjects, we can say that almost all the rare subjects we can get from the Bedfordshire University. So if we have a look at the website, we'll be able the Bedfordshire University. And another important thing is that in our course finder, the Bedfordshire University is updated all the course details till date. So if you have any further doubts regarding that, you can check the course finder, all the details. Already the Anglia, we are in the process, and Anglia Ruskin University, Brunel University, Bedfordshire University, Bournemouth University, and South Bank University, London South Bank. Almost all these universities we have updated with the latest information in the course finder. So if you have any doubt with the updated information regarding the course, at any time you can check with the course finder as well. And there are certain courses in University of Creative Arts. We are having the animation program, games design program, film based program, interior designing, fashion management, television, visual effect. If any queries comes out of the box rather than the normal subjects which we used to, it's very important, because fees wise is very comfortable, and almost all the program is available in this University of Creative Arts. At the same time, we can also suggest Arts University of Bournemouth, because as we see this comparison sheet, only the arts program is available in both the universities. Apart from them, almost all the streams are covered by these universities. So I hope it's clear. Again, another important fact is what is the fund maintenance. As we have discussed earlier, there is a fund maintenance for the country. It is how the fund maintenance is calculated that we had discussed earlier. It is connected to the living expense. So first thing we need to keep in mind is where the university is. Is it either in inner London or outer London? That is the important fact. And only few universities, I would say, will come in inner London. Majority, like 70 to 80% of universities which comes outer London. If you look at the map, you will be able to know only a small portion comes under inner London. Majority portions comes under outer London. So first we need to know that in fund maintenance, the first and foremost part what we need to do is we need to check where the university is. Is it in inner London or outer London? If it is in inner London, then we can suggest that £11,385 is the living expense in inner London. If it is outer London, £9,135. Not only this amount, we need to add the first year fees. First year fees need to be added to the living expense. That is the fund maintenance. And one thing we need to keep in mind, for getting the conditional offer letter, we had made a deposit earlier. The deposit amount can be reduced. Balance, what is the amount? That fees amount can be added with the living expense. That is what is the maintenance amount. And maintenance amount should be there in the account for 28 days, 28 consecutive days without any fail. Because while we suggest the student, it's always better to put a few like 100 or 200 pounds extra, because any changes in the exchange rate will be affecting. Because if it comes down the normal requirement, then visa will be get rejected. For safer side, it's always better to put the additional amount. And one more thing, normally we need to keep in mind is there are certain students need to take their dependent as well. So dependent will be having a fund maintenance of 28 days, but the maintenance amount will be different. If the student is taking inner London, then the dependent fund maintenance is like 7,605 pound if it is inner London, and if it is in outer London, it will be like 6,115 pound. This for how many dependents they are having, each need to maintain. If they are accompanied by the children, how many children are they having individually, they have to maintain this amount for the period of 28 days. Then only they will be able to file for the visa process. And while we take the statement also, we need to keep in mind one thing: the statement should not be older than 15 days. Recent statement should be taken while we need to submit the visa, because if the statement is too old, then there is a chance of getting the visa rejected. So this is a matter regarding the fund maintenance. And if a refusal, thing is that if refund is available only in the cases if we having a proper visa rejection or genuine visa rejection cases, only we'll be able to put forward the refund. And there are, as we had paid the deposit earlier, there are certain universities which they hold 500 pounds. It again depends on the university. The visa get rejected, there are certain university will pay back the full amount in genuine case, but there are certain university which hold like 500 their processing charge. It again depends on the university. Okay, so this is what is in and out. So today we have taken into consideration about 10 universities. Do repeat, taking into consideration, we have mixed up the universities actually, which is outer London and inner London as well, but taking into consideration of low fees, availability of scholarships and deposit, taking into consideration has taken these few universities. And I hope it's clear. And now we have the look at certain queries which has put forward. Back. I'm just having a look at the questions. That's a real question. Okay, there's a question regarding how many backlogs can be accepted. So thing is that normally it depends on the university. Thing is that once we need to apply, as we know that the student need to clear all the backlogs. But there are certain programs where university is particular in how many backlogs can be acceptable. But almost the university which we have discussed today is like a liberal or average universities. So normally they are not particular regarding the backlogs, but we need to put forward for the assessment, because it depends on the course, what course the student is looking and how many backlogs the student is having. Based on that, the university will be making a decision. Okay, I think the fund is clear. There's a question which come up, the fund maintenance. If it is in inner London, it's 11,385 pound, and if it is in outer London, it's 9,135 pound. That is the fund maintenance which is required. It's not good. Okay, again the same, the back papers, I think it's clear how many backlogs it can be clear based on the what program the student is choosing and according to the university. Attached certificate. Okay. Attached certificate means for certain courses like chemical engineering, or there are certain programs which related to explosive items. The student need to deal with the explosive items. For such particular courses, while we submit for the visa, attached certificate is must mandatory to have it. And the attached certificate is academic technical scheme. It is a certificate what the university that we get from the university. So once we are filing for the visa for such particular courses, we need to provide the attached certificate. And it is like a massive distractions if they're handling any chemicals or anything related to weapons, as we know that there are certain courses related to that. So in order to have for the security purpose, the student need to provide, and it is a mandatory document for the visa process, and we'll get the certificate from the university. Yes, apostillation, PCC and apostillation is not required for UK. PR process, okay, fine. PR process means once in the student period, normally it won't be counted for PR. After the student period, as we know, the student will be having a 2 year stay back period. One benefit is that the student will be eligible to work full time during that period. But after that period, in order to stay in that country, need to get a proper work permit from the employer. In order to get the work permit from the employer, they need to attend the interview and get the employer. Two conditions may apply. One, that the employer should have a sponsorship license. At the same time, the annual salary or annual income what the student should be getting in be more than 20,800 pounds. If these two categories meet, then the student can transfer a student visa to a Tier 2 general visa. From the day one, the student is to the Tier 2 general visa, 5 years is counted for PR. For UK, it's again I'm making it clear, student period or post-study period will not be considered for PR. Scholarship amount, okay, we are having certain list regarding the scholarships and universities. So once will be sharing very soon with all the informations to the team, because we are also working out to get relevant informations, updated informations actually. And scholarship, the thing is that when we check the university, we can see that the university will be providing scholarships up to 3,000, as we have discussed earlier. But again, we can make it clear to the student that it is like individual assessment. Once we go to do the assessment, or when we once we submit the applications and receive the conditional offer letter, in it will be clearly stating what the scholarship the student is getting. But we can say that the university is providing the scholarship up to so and so, what is mentioned for the particular university. If there are certain cases which the student will be getting like 3,000 full amount of scholarship, or there are certain situation will be student will be getting 1,000 scholarships. It again depends on the university and individual assessment what the student is getting as scholarships. But in general, we can say that what is the scholarship amount provided by the university that we can provide. IELTS, as we discussed, there are different types of IELTS which is acceptable by the university. Again, the thing is that when we do the visa process, it's a mandatory thing that we need to have an English language requirement. But what all language test? Either it can be UKV IELTS, it can be normal IELTS, or a Duolingo test. or normally TOEFL, it's again depends actually to the university, because there is an entry requirement which mentioned in every website. If we have a look at it, it will be clearly mentioned what are the English language requirement which is taken by the university. So there, apart from the language test, there are certain universities which accept the application if student is having more than 65% in English. So these are the factors which covers English. And if the student is ready to take IELTS, it's almost safe, because we can try almost all the university in UK. If student is very particular in ranking of the university, then it's very important that student need to take the IELTS. If student can compromise in ranking, then we can go for the other universities as well without IELTS, or if student is ready to take other English language test. Because for almost all the universities, when we have a look, there is a minimum criteria. For almost all the undergraduate program, the minimum criteria if they are taking IELTS is like for undergraduate program is 6, and if they are looking for master's program, it's like 6.5. So there are certain programs. It again depends on the university. If we check the university general criteria, it will be showing that it is like generally for undergraduate it's 6 and 6.5. But if we go in deep individual program, the requirements may differ. There are certain programs where the requirement is higher. For science related programs, if the university general criteria is like 6, but individual program, if we cross check, then we can see that there are certain programs the requirement may be 6.5 or 7, or there are certain programs where the scores has come down. 5.5 is also acceptable. So we need to go individually to each courses and each university to check what is the language if they are taking IELTS, because if majority programs will be acceptable by 6, and for master 6.5. But there are certain programs the universities might compromise in the IELTS score, can be acceptable like 5.5 or 5, but again depends on the program. And there are certain programs where university is particular in getting that need to have 7 or 6.5. And almost all the universities means I have told earlier, because we have taken the universities both from inner London as well as outer London. Only criteria which we have discussed today is in the case of fees which available, and almost all the program, because engineering program, if you have a look at these universities, if you're having any queries related to engineering with low fees, because as we know majority of students will be looking for less fees. So if a student is looking for like a normal fees, flexibility in language test which can be taken, and deposit wise it's comfortable, then we can put forward these universities, because these are the we can say that these are the cheapest university in the country. And process wise also the universities are liberal and maintaining a good ranking as well. Scholarships, because scholarships, as we discussed earlier, normally each country provides us the international scholarships which is available. Apart from the category of scholarships which we have discussed, there are certain universities which mandatory gives scholarships for the international students, because Commonwealth scholarships, that's the general scholarship we can see, because India is a Commonwealth country. So normally there's a general scholarships given by the university. So when we check that, we can see that there are many scholarships which are put forward. So individually, as we have seen in the list, because when we go to Hertfordshire University, £1,000 is the scholarships which they provide. When we go to Bedfordshire, it's like 2,000 or 3,000. It depends on the university. So when we communicate, we can generally say that the university provides scholarships up to £3,000, but based on the eligibility. Once we get the conditional offer letter, we will be very clear. And many cases we can say that they will be giving the full amount of scholarship, but again it depends on the assessment. But in general we can say what is the scholarship provided by the university, but it need not to be guaranteed, because after receiving the conditional offer letter only we'll be able to know it clear what the student is eligible for. Fees wise, yes. Actually, when we look at the fees wise, we are able to see that the fees are higher in the university in inner London. In the university as well, the living expense is higher when we are looking into inner London. But when we are going out of the outer London, there are certain university because the fees wise we can say it parallelly because even though universities are in inner London, living expense is high actually normally in inner London, but majority of universities comes under outer London. We are dealing with the university almost inner London and outer London, but living expense for the student will always be more because the rent, the accommodation part, traveling expense is always high in the inner London. But normally, about majority of universities comes under the outer London. But again, it depends on the students what location they want to choose. And employment wise, it's always easy to get because majority of companies we can see in the inner London. So it's again depends on the student where they want to get the university. Okay, and there was a list of universities which are asked with low fees. All the universities, what we have discussed today, as normally we can say that it is the lowest fees which are providing in the country and covering almost all the streams. Engineering. If you look at the programs in this university, we'll get the programs in engineering. If we have any medical related courses, we'll get it from here at low fees. If you are able to creative side, if you are looking like photography or film making, any technical side, interior designing, fashion technology, everything will be getting in these universities. And there are few many universities because actually we are having more than 80 university would say we are dealing with UK. So today we are covering only 10 universities. Further we are having few more webinars are going to happen. So in that webinar also we'll be covering another 10 universities. So by the time we'll be able to cover almost all the universities. For the MD programs, normally it asks for the valid qualifications it's required, and apart from that, there are certain requirements for the universities. It depends on the universities because when we go for the MD programs, apart from they ask for the MBBS, they will ask for the experiences. There are certain lab tests which is requirement. If a student want to practice in UK as a doctor, they need to have a lab test. Again, it goes to the university. Thing is that almost all the universities are accepting IELTS, but apart from that, we need to check which are university which accepts other English languages. A language test is acceptable. If we are looking for a health management program, again, there is no confusions because we are having a list of 10 universities in our hand, which covers almost all the programs. And if you have a look at these universities, if it is MSW or data science or security, cyber security, aerospace engineering, almost all the streams which we want to know about is covered in this university. Because in a single university, we are having about 300 plus programs. So apart from that, almost all the programs related to all the streams are covered in this university and with the lowest fees. So either if it is like MSW, because as we had a comparison chat earlier, the first top 3 or 4 universities, almost all the programs are covered. Apart from that, if it is like a creative side, then we can have a look at Bournemouth University of Creative Arts, and both the universities are there. Okay, again, it asks for the placement year. I'll repeat once again. Normally, for the universities, when we see the course durations, there are certain university which has the placement year. When we look at the duration of the courses, we'll able to see certain university come up with 3 year, and certain course, if we look at a particular course in university, we can see that it is like a 3 year program. Apart from that, there will be a placement year. If a placement year is there, it's an option for the student which one they want. Either they want to take a full-time program, or along with that they can take a placement year. If the student choose a placement year, the thing is that normal duration will happen like 3 years, and the fourth year will be they can take the placement. An additional cost for the placement year, because there comes a question whether the student need to pay the full amount. No, because there are additional fees for the placement year. It's like 1,200 or 1,500. Maximum it will come to 1,700 pounds. That is extra amount need to pay for the placement year. The university will be arranged for the placement options, and after the completion they will be getting an experience certificate, and if the student is lucky enough, then they can get a work permit and stay in the country as well. Okay, technically speaking, we can say that IELTS is not required, but only thing is that if the university which we are dealing with is ready to accept other English language tests, then we can also say that the university will accept without the IELTS. But only thing is that we need to cross check with the university what are the English language requirements which they are accepting. And for sure, there are universities which accepts the application if the student is having 65% and in English into a grade. They are ready to take a Duolingo test because English language test is mandate document for the exam process. Again, final decision goes to university or English test is accepted by the university. If university is ready to take Duolingo, then student can go ahead and do the Duolingo test, and that test result can be attached to the visa process. If a student goes to like job opportunities, as we discussed, there are many options for the student to search for job in UK. Always universities extend their help to the student. At the same time, Job Center Press is a very strong agent through which a student can get a job. If student and when we compare it with inner London and outer London, many companies as well as offices, or we can say that many restaurants, okay, for part-time job, many facilities will be available in inner London. So if the student is looking for inner London, then it's okay, and if we are able to make accommodation somewhat in outer London, then it will be balanced what the income is getting, because the wage rate, if he is looking in inner London, normally it will be high. And if he is able to make an accommodation somewhere outer London, because the traveling is not a problem, because student will be having their student ID card, they're having discounts in rails, tram, tubes, so the destination is not a problem in UK. So if the student is getting the discounts in all this travel area, then if he is able to get a job in inner London, and if he is able to stay in outer London, he can balance his expense as well. Okay, there comes okay, refund okay, refund policy. Normally, once genuinely, if a visa is rejected, then the student will be, as we have discussed, will be eligible for the refund. Again, it goes to the university, because there are certain universities which takes about £500. Again, depends on the university how much they need to be taken. Okay, because there is a question which comes up like public health, pharmacy related industrial management. As I discussed, when we have a look at the Hertfordshire University, almost all the clinical Hertfordshire and I would say that Bedfordshire together, almost they covers all the medical programs. because MSW programs, there are almost all the science programs are covered in universities. And if we have a look at these universities, almost all the programs normally health related, it may be a public health related, pharmacy, because in particular we can say that the Bedfordshire University pharmacy related program, advanced clinical practice, and also advanced clinical pharmacy practice is also available in Hertfordshire University. Health management is available in Hertfordshire University. So almost all these programs will be able, and in coming webinars we are able to clear few more universities. So once we are clear with the universities, and I would say that almost all the programs, because if we have a look at the website at least once, we'll be able to know what are the programs which are covered by the universities, because almost all the programs, and if it is like a technical site, we'll be able to know it's a creative arts university of Bournemouth, and other university will be covering all the technical wise. Other than that, engineering, medicine, health wise will be covered with this university. And if we're still not able to cover the details, we'll be providing the details of other 10 universities in next webinar. Okay, thank you, Lakshmi, for sharing a few universities, which I think we have covered almost all the universities, because today we have covered Hertfordshire University, Bedfordshire University, Glasgow Caledon University, Demont University, Northumbria University, Creative Arts. Yes, these almost which are listed here, we had covered it today. In next webinars, we'll be covering another 10 more university. I hope we're able to, as we are also in the study stage, so almost all the programs we are able to get, I think, universities with campus both in inner and outer London. Sure, sir will coming up with the universities, because today we have taken universities in general, considering, because if we look at taking into consideration fees as well as the availability of programs, that is what we are taking into consideration today. But in a next webinar, we'll be coming up with other universities, and specifically we'll be concentrating, and if you want, like we have to put like inner London or outer London, we'll do accordingly universities. Surely we'll be providing you the list, because as we know that for a single university we are having more than 100 to 200 programs in UK. So we are also updating the list. So just keep in mind, just have a check at the course finder also, because almost 3-4 universities with the relevant present informations we have updated in the course finder. So any doubt, that is Anglia Ruskin, Brunel, Bedfordshire, Bournemouth University, London South Bank universities, these universities we have already updated in the course finder. So you can have the very updated details, and we are also in the process. So if you have any doubts, just put forward to us. We can sort it out, because it's like a studying process for us as well. So thank you all of you for spending your time.